a good maybe like 5 people on screen at the same time. It was me, Chikage, Zayla, Eustace the Useful, and Kitsura Nines. We were all on the same screen at the same time in the same lobby.
Nice. I was about to say, those are some pretty big names there, my boy. Hey, what you got going on?
I mean, honestly, I rub elbows with a lot of like the greats in the community. To be totally honest, like, I mean, not a whole lot of people know, but like, I'm one of the founding members of like the whole like AI shebang.
Really?
Like, it was like me, Feeble Mind, Gaming Syndicate, and DJ Nathaniel. We all kind of like we met online like after we started reacting to Skybrowse content, and then we kind of were just like, there's a lot of people that are reacting to this stuff and a lot of VTubers too. So like, what if we just like kind of like rally everybody under the same banner? And we just started like getting in contact with people. We started, talking to others. We got into contact with people like Powder and Celestium and Leaflet. Few other big names that I'm probably forgetting, because like honestly, like at the beginning, like I was really uninvolved because I've always kind of been a loner, so I didn't really pay attention to a lot of stuff until I was tapped to kind of do things for the community when some drama happened at first. I don't want to get into that though, because it's old ancient freaking shit.
Yeah, no, you're good. That's interesting. It's funny because I don't really do much with like other people a heck of a whole lot either, and I'm a part of a group now, which is odd because like I'm there and then I kind of forget that I'm there, and then all of a sudden people show up and they're just like, "Where have you been?" And I'm like, "Oh right, yeah." Yeah, it's like, no, I didn't die. Trust me, if I died, I would have like texted you that I died. So like, you're good.
I would have texted you that I died. That's funny.
Yeah, that's what it is. But also, I was looking at your X account at 1,005. Was that recent?
I just recently hit 1,000. It was pretty unexpected. I never really thought I would get that far in things, but yeah, it's been fluctuating too. Like I think it was at like 1,010 the other day. Bots come and go, people follow and unfollow.
Yeah.
It is what it is, but yeah, like just recently reached that milestone. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was about to say, congratulations, brothers. Like I saw it and I was like, last time I looked, he was at like 8 something. Now he's at $1,000. Like, dude, let's go. So from here, well, I mean, I guess I forgot that I did one interview and I was about to ask you questions about that, but like that's not you. So you are, I guess you said you don't really do this very often. You don't like stream or anything like that, or?
I stream. I usually do the morning slots, 10 a.m. Eastern.
Okay.
It's kind of like an every other day cadence now. I kind of want to get to like every day, but I'm a lazy fuck and I also work.
Yeah, the great holdback of literally every streamer nowadays. I totally get that. Now, what is your content when you stream?
It's normally kind of like political stuff. I take a peep at like the AI community as well. I review people's videos and signal boost people, get names out there. A lot of the rest of it is just kind of pop culture and political stuff. I do a lot of Star Wars yapping and a lot of kind of right-wing space yapping.
I'm probably gonna have to talk to you about that as well. I always find that interesting as someone who's like, well, I don't know, because I was more on the left, and then as I got older, I switched to the center, more leaning right, like very, very rapidly.
We call that character development, my boy.
Yes, we do. And you watch Nux, right?
Every so often, yeah, I'll sit in on one of his long form videos. I did a lot of his. I covered some of his Crusader lore videos a while back, and I thought they were pretty peak, because I'm really known to rag on the Muslims, so I thought that was like just comedy gold.
Yeah, I've noticed that every once in a while there'll be a post that's pretty anti-Muslim and. See everyone doing their thing, and I see you, and I'm just like, oh, I kind of know where his head's at now. As personally, I don't mind. I don't give a shit. I just, it's what you think, and obviously everyone has a reason for thinking that. And I don't know if you want to get into it now, but I mean, obviously, I'll talk to anyone about anything. So I find it kind of interesting. But I mean, let me ask, what you wouldn't mind, because I'd probably do that, say that for a little later. But like, you wouldn't mind talking, at least speaking what you think about it,
No,
right?
no, I don't mind talking about anything, man. Like as long as it's not kind of like a weird ass ambush on like drama stuff. Like I just I'll talk about anything and everything.
Yeah, no,
I'm a
that's
really
fair.
unfiltered person.
And see, and we like that. We like that around here. Literally, not but like 20 minutes ago, there was like straight anime tits on here, and we were just, you know how people freak out. I was just like, huh, it's kind of nice, and I'm like, oh wait, I forgot I'm on Twitch, whatever. So yeah, and that ambush thing, does that happen? Do people do that? I wouldn't know because I'm not a bitch. Also, is your mic muted?
Yeah. I have this Razer mic that has like a touch to mute and unmute feature, and sometimes I forget to touch.
No, no, you're good. You're good.
But yeah, I mean, like people are weird in the VTuber drama space, man. Like I don't know. I don't put anything past anybody when it comes to that type of stuff, because people go to great lengths to just smear and try to get other people to be sympathetic with their side of things without actually shooting themselves in the foot or revealing too much about their own motives and stuff like that. So like the more you're in this space and the more you just kind of like connect with others, you'll see.
I'm already kind of afraid of that because, I know it's like I've been on the internet for a while. Like literally, I was born before Google existed, before YouTube existed, brother. It was like, and it just I want people to be normal. That's really all I ask. And with the internet and social media and how it is now, like it's very hard to find like actual people. But I've seen your name floating around. I've seen your stuff, and I like it. So I was just like, hey, you know what? Might as well ask him. And every time I ask somebody, even if I'm bigger than them or they're bigger than me, I'm always kind of freaked out. That's like, oh, hey, they actually said yes. Well, all right, I guess we'll go from here.
I mean, I consider you kind of like I don't want to say friend because I feel like that would be a little too forward, but definitely like an acquaintance, because like you and we've interacted on a lot of stuff before. Like I've come into your streams and said what's up before, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you've dropped into maybe one or two of mine at some point. But either way, like we've rubbed elbows, so like I didn't think it was too off to have you ask me to come on for an interview.
Huh, okay. And it's I also find it kind of interesting because the way that you see me online is exactly the way I am in real life. There is absolutely no difference. So if I ask somebody, it's like I don't care about your size. I just kind of it's more or less like if they're smaller than me, I don't they might not, because they might feel like some type of pressure, which I get. I totally understand that. But if they're bigger than me, that's they're not going to know who I am. So it's whatever. Like just the other day, I asked Powder, I asked Nine, I asked Tecton, I asked Kirsha. Like, and the thing is, I know they're not going to show up. Again, they're not even going to respond. But like, again, if I treat online like I treat the IRL. If I see you and there's something interesting about you and I want to talk to you about it, I'm just gonna come up to you and ask you. But that's very, very weird online from what I've gathered.
Yeah, especially when you have that like barrier of like talking to people who you perceive are like greater than you, like that kind of like culture hero shock when it comes to like meeting somebody who you perceive as like famous or a celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Leaflet first DM'd me, it was under like really shitty circumstances, but discovering that like somebody with that much attention and pool is actually that kind of like level-headed and calm and collected and pragmatic also kind of like it fucked with me a little bit, man, because like I was like, damn, she's handling this situation a lot better than I am. So it put me into the check. It kind of ruined my outlook for like a really brief moment in time, but then I kind of pulled up on the proverbial yoke and got out of it. So
Yeah, I feel that.
yeah, like it's just the internet is weird, and meeting your heroes is probably going to be a double-edged sword.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking. Well, I'm not looking forward to it, but I just know it'll happen eventually. And like I don't want to get my hopes up, but also at the same time, like one of the first videos I ever did was a shoe on head reaction. I had less than 5 subscribers, right? And then Sean had actually commented and was like, "I like your character. Keep doing this." And like, as level-headed and as chill and as cool as I feel like I am, I spent 30 minutes giggling like a school bitch after I read that. I was like, okay, I gotta calm down, dude.
Yeah. It's always surprising to see that type of stuff. Like Leaflet, for another example, man. When I saw Leaflet followed me and like started interacting with me on X, I was like showing my wife. I was like, "Look at this shit, bro! Look at this shit!"
It was like,
And she was like, "Oh, who's that?" And I was like, "Bro, that's Leaflet. We watch her videos like all the time." And she was like, "Oh." So yeah, that was a pretty fun moment. So I could relate to that.
yeah. So we're gonna get to know a little bit about behind Night Owl. Obviously, don't obviously don't dox yourself, but like tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, so if you don't mind.
Gotcha. Well, for starters, I'm in my 30s. Shocker. I'm married. I have 2 kids and one on the way, probably pretty
Ooh,
soon.
congratulations.
Yeah. I have a 10-year-old and a 2-year-old, and soon to be another. It's gonna be fun. Been married to the same girl for 15 years. We met as kids, and I've kind of like just stuck together ever since.
Nice.
I've made a career for myself in private security. I started off as just kind of like a gate guard and then got into armed stuff. I was moving money around, jewels and gold and stuff like that, making deliveries to jewelry shops and like gold depots and stuff like that. And then I got into like private security, like VIP security, and was actually on the mayor of my city's security detail for a few events.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I was about to say, so you're up there. Hey, do you enjoy what you do?
I mean, it's fun. It pays the bills. It's better than moving boxes or playing cash register or something like that.
Yeah.
I would rather do what I do any day of the week than anything else. It's either that or like construction or putting bricks down or paving roads, and I don't want to break my back anymore.
No, I feel that. I was thinking that my damn self when I picked the blue collar trades. It's not like it's bad or anything, but like I would much rather not have to have terrible joints. I'm 30 myself, so like I already have a bad back and my knees aren't what they used to be and all that good stuff. But I mean, it's better than playing the skin flute, so you can't really complain. So with this whole VTubing thing you got going on, how did you go start doing this?
Oh man, this is always a funny story. You're not the first person to ask. So essentially, I've kind of always wanted to do a little bit of like a YouTube shebang. I was never really sure like how exactly I wanted to do it or get into it, right? And I was essentially at work one day and watching a Charlie Kirk stream. Then I watched the dude get shot in the fucking throat while I was watching that stream.
Oh jeez.
And I was just like, man, that's it. Like we can't live like this anymore, right? So I started thinking about it. I was like, what kind of YouTubing am I gonna do? It's definitely gonna be political because I gotta talk shit about all these motherfuckers.
Sure.
And so like my original thought process was to do like this weird kind of like extremist type of character. I was gonna wear like a balaclava and have like an American flag draped in the background and use like the voice changer like I was like some fucking schizo giving like an ultimatum or something.
I love
And
it.
just like kind of like all on a satirical level, and I just like talk about politics and stuff like that, and just kind of like push like more extreme thought because that's kind of like who I am, like as of right now. Like I don't think coexistence is possible with the left. They want to kill you, and they make shit up like being Nazis and pedophiles and stuff so they can justify killing you. Like there's no getting along with that.
True.
So
Very
and
true.
then I was thinking about it and I was like, that might get me arrested. So I was doing a little bit more research into stuff, and I had already been watching like Leaflet and Nux and stuff like that for a little bit. So I was like, what if I just do that? So I got online one day, did a little bit of research about it. I found Vroid, which was the first program that I used to make a model. I just made a really quick, simple representation of myself as a model for Vroid and started off with that. I believe I started around like Christmas time. Like one of my first streams is actually like me tracking the NORAD Santa thing, which I think I read that for about like 4 hours or so. It was pretty funny though.
I mean, that's pretty cool. But all right, so you're here, and then you're you said like every other day, or at least try to, right?
Yeah, I try to be consistent with it. I do 10 a.m. Eastern in the mornings, every day or every other day. I do WoW Classic Hardcore Sunday nights with Eustace, and on Thursday I play Windrose with Gaming Syndicate.
Nice. So obviously, you just started. Well, no, not really just started, but you know what I mean.
It's been about like 6-7 months.
Yeah. What is, because I ask everybody, especially VTubers and people who make content and stream and all that good stuff. What is the end goal for you? Like, is it to get big so people know you, so you can spread your message, or is this just something you're going to do in the meantime? And if it gets big, it gets big. Like, what's the end goal for you?
My whole objective, especially with the SCU, like the Skybrowse thing, Skynet, all the AI collective that we had built in the past, I wanted to push the culture. This goes back to my origin story with Charlie Kirk, right? I don't think I like actually iterated it right, but like the whole thing I wanted to do was become this voice to push a cultural change. And when I got linked up with Feeble Mind and Gaming Syndicate, and we originally founded the whole like Skynet, Skybrowse AI thing. That was like the original kind of goal that we had all settled on, is we wanted to get together and fuck up the algorithm, essentially, push the narrative in our direction, and become a cultural power shift.
And how? Well, like, I mean, I have like a vague idea of how you would do that, but I mean, I'd rather hear it, from the horse's mouth. How exactly how do you plan to do that? Or is there a plan?
It was originally kind of like just getting all these voices together and getting like on the same page and working together to push the narrative through the use of like AI, through maybe music videos or memes, what have you. Like Eustace's work, for instance, like everything he does is like kind of minorly politically charged, and if not, it's like entirely politically charged. And getting our message out through fun, digestible, attention-grabbing content, like such as these AI videos, was kind of like the ends to the means. But essentially, we were going to recruit people, build them up, teach them to use AI, and then send them out to like make their own content and further that objective.
So like virtual jihadis minus the death.
Kind of, sort of, I guess.
I mean, it's for a better cause. People aren't actually getting hurt, and you go from there. Okay, I get it. I don't know why I just made that connection. I just thought that was kind of funny. But fair enough. Now,
It's called a culture war for a reason.
Very true. And you might as well use everything in your arsenal possible. There's no reason not to, But from here, you said you're using AI. Now let's go a little bit even further back. What got you into AI? Like, where did you start with all that?
Honestly, my inspiration was Skybrowse, man. Like, to be totally honest, even though I'm not on the best terms with him right now and his crew of people, but essentially one of the biggest things that got me on the map was reacting to his Skybrowse video. I wouldn't be anywhere I am today without having reacted to these videos. So even though like I'm at odds, like it would be a disservice to myself and him to not tell this story. But essentially, I reacted to his video Home Stallone and was pretty much like spitballing with myself during the react. And I was like, man, it would be cool if one day I got big enough to be put in a video like this. And, the man just swooped in and was like, you know what, say less. And he put me in a video. And reacting to his videos and being put in his videos is kind of what it's given me all of my notoriety. So that's kind of how I got started in the AI space, was getting linked up with him and Feeble Mind and Gaming Syndicate. And that's where we kind of came up with the idea about it being kind of like our vehicle to push our cultural revolution. using AI and messing with the algorithms on YouTube and other social media sites.
All right. That's what the fuck? That's weird. Well, I heard what you said, and I get that. It's just for some reason someone got timed out. I don't know why. This is why I need mods, but I've yet to figure out how that works. Real quick, you stream, you have mods, right?
Actually, I don't. My chat's just like a lawless wasteland.
Yeah, I was about to say mine is kind of too, and I had the auto mod on just because I guess you need it on. I don't know, but was just I feel bad. He got timed out for what seems like no reason. That's unfortunate. Then try to figure that out like later. I guess that was weird. Manage. Oh, okay. We'll do that. No, we'll do that later. Sorry about that. Fucking. What was it?
All good, man. It wouldn't be a VTuber stream without scuff.
I know, right, dude? Flesh tubing was so much easier because you could like see my face and all this. There's whatever. Did you? I mean, you didn't do any of that. This is like your first go at doing this little content thing, right?
Yeah, like I've never done any kind of like VTubing or anything like that before.
Oi. Well, so how you finding it so far? Because there are a lot of people like myself, for instance. I had a channel back when I was like 14 that I was using, and then that didn't really work out. And I had one when I was 18, and that VTubing wasn't even a thing back then. I'm old, but since this, your first go, and you seem to be pretty successful. I mean, how are you liking it?
I mean, I wouldn't call myself successful. Like, I've really just been kind of like a battery for other people to get successful. Like, I've helped gain a lot of people, a lot of followers just due to the community and using my platform as kind of like a springboard for their platforms. But I mean, like, I think my YouTube's at like 780 subscribers right now. My X is at 1,000. Like, it's moderately successful, but like my growth comes in like weird spurts, right? Like weird random spurts. Like it's never steady.
Well, I mean,
but
like it's like that
I am really liking it. Like it's a really fun medium to mess around with. I like being able to mess around with my model in weird ways in real time. Like I think I can. Oh, that's not the right one. I had keybinds set up. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I could just do shit like this, like at random, all I want, and it's fun.
That is kind of cool. I gotta do something like that too. I just haven't yet. I have the whole other model that I just need to get done. And somebody sent me, I forgot who, I think it was Trench, sent me something on Discord the other day. It was like, yeah, you can do it yourself. And I was like, you know what? I just might, but good lord, that seems to be a lot. But I mean, fair enough. So from here, obviously you're one of the bigger people in the AI community. I would say, at least from what I've seen. How was that? Because I know a lot of people would look up to you as an inspiration or someone that they could get on that level. Like, does that feel weird to you? Or?
I mean, I've never really experienced it. I had one person, Avted Fatash, kind of like cite me as like a mentor or like somebody they looked up to, and my response was like, why? Oh man, like I'm not really as big as like I would like to be in the AI space. My creativity really just comes in like the form of ginning things. Like whenever I try to put together a video, it doesn't really come out right because like I'm not the best editor in the world, and my artistic vision is just like not really translated well with my dumb hands. So like I wish I could be bigger, but I think there's definitely bigger people that are more of an inspiration than I.
Yeah, that's fair. Also, I tell this to everybody, and I don't want it to come across as, well, we know each other, so you can use me. But if you do need help with editing, that's what I do. It's one of the reasons I actually got into VTubing, which is kind of hilarious. But if you do need at least help editing, let me know. I've been doing Premiere Pro for, at this point, three years, something like that. So,
Nice.
and I know other people that could help. So I always like to help out with that because I know that's like a big barrier to entry for a lot of people. Especially when you're new, it's like editing and getting clips and all that. Because you get told all this stuff, and there's a lot of people that can't do it. So if you can get a community and you can help people out, might as well. And it seems like something that you do because I've seen you help other people out. So it's like tit for tat type of deal or whatever. But
Yeah.
you're here now. You do AI, you do political stuff and whatnot, and obviously there's going to be a lot of people that don't like what you say and don't like what you do because AI is for some reason a heavily debated topic, and you said you were right wing, which is a very heavily debated topic for whatever. But how do you deal with the antis and the people that come into your comments or your streams and they're all like, I can't believe you're doing all this and all this extra shit? How do you do that?
I've honestly only had like a couple people come in and try to troll me, and it's never really over what you'd think. Like nobody's really like come in and tried to like depose my positions on political stuff. Nobody's really come in and just like been overtly weird. I've had like one guy come in and just like, hey, look, it's a guy using an anime model. What a fag. And then like my chat just like trolled him in the submission. I didn't even like raise a finger. Like I was just like, oh, whatever. And then my chat was just dogging on him the whole time I was playing the game. So like it's honestly, that's just how it goes. If you do anything on the internet, just be prepared to deal with stupid shit like that, because like people are always just going to be jealous of what you're doing. It doesn't matter what you do or how you do it. There's always going to be somebody with a smart mouth that thinks their comment's going to get some likes.
Yeah, it's very true, very true. And it was one of the reasons I asked, because I do find it interesting because everyone's at a different point in their well, depending on their journey, because some people I've interviewed, they really only do the AI. They don't actually do any streaming or whatever. They don't actually make content, but everyone kind of runs into the same thing. And I just like to pick people's brain about that, because some people are like you and I, where it's like, yeah, we don't care, whatever. If it happens, it happens. And I mean, it's like, if you're going to come in here and you're going to say something to one of us, you you better be ready to fight for your life, because chat don't take too kindly to that. But there are also some people that they don't have the mental fortitude that we do, and that's not a knock on them. It's just they don't. This isn't for everybody. But would you have any words of advice for the people that either want to do it or they're doing it, and they run into this and they're afraid? Do you have any words for them?
Oh, dude, my best advice would just be to put the horse blinders on, man. Like, don't pay attention to shit. Just focus on your goals. Do what you do. Create your content, make your stream, craft your community, and you get hate comments, you get people like just trolling you, you get all kinds of people that think they know better or can do whatever you do but better. Just ignore it all, man. Like just keep what's important to you right in front of your face and keep moving forward. Because if you just sit there and read the hate comments and listen to what other negative bullshit people have to say, it is going to affect you, man. It is. No matter how hard you think you are, or just how nonchalant you think you are, it does get to you. Like, it gets to me sometimes. Like, I'll be totally honest, but I still don't give a fuck, because I have a higher motive and a goal that I just keep dangled in front of my face like a carrot on a stick. That's what drives me forward, is like I do truly want to affect the culture, and not a damn one of you is going to get in my way.
True, very true. As freaking Moses said, that is W advice. It's advice that I was given. It's advice that I would also give myself, but also like when other people also give it. Because granted, again, I'm not the biggest. I would never say that I'm the biggest, but when people watch streamers just in general, I feel like I wouldn't say it's like our duty, but it's something nice for the community, and I'd like to make a more wholesome community when it comes to stuff like that. Obviously, I'm a degenerate, but there's a time and place for that. And when it comes to people wanting to reach their dream and actually do something that most people would consider positive, it's definitely a great change of pace to have people that are actually knowledgeable about what they're talking about, or at least genuine. And that seems to be very, very hard to find, in short supply as as some would say. But speaking of that, with the community that you've built, would you have any tips on, you know, people that are just like, especially like for me, because, you know, I'm not big, but I do want to build a community of, you know, like-minded people, whether they're right or left, provided we're all trying to go to the same place, I would say. Any tips on growing and fostering a community?
The thing is you just gotta bite the bullet and collect like-minded people. And unfortunately, a huge part of that is policing the values that you want to keep within your community, right?
Yeah.
You have to set rules and then follow those rules unabashedly and unbiasedly. You just have to take care of business. If you want a community to survive, you have to be strict about it, right? You got to make it the way you want it to be and keep it that way by any means necessary, or else people are going to come in or they're going to destroy it or change it from within, and it's not going to be your community anymore. And the thing is, with these communities, there's always going to be people like that who want to be in charge and will do all kinds of weird shit to make themselves in charge. So it's always going to get to a certain point. I use this analogy. Once a plant gets big enough, it has to be pruned, right? You got to trim the dead leaves off of it. You got to trim the leaves that aren't really essential to the ecosystem of the plant in order for the plant to keep growing. And that's what happens. You know, these communities get so big and you have all these differing opinions bouncing off of each other that eventually there's going to be bad blood. There's going to be some issues, and people are going to split off and start their own thing. And that's kind of like the beauty of that, because like you keep your space pure and then you gain another faction that is part of your cause, but just might not agree with the way you run things.
Yeah, no, that's fair. There's what was it? That literally happened with a group that I'm in now. That is, to be honest with you, I thought it was going to be like significantly more blowout or blowback. No, it was pretty cordial. They just kind of split. We still talk. It's almost like nothing happened. There's just now two groups. There's two of them. That I think it's pretty great.
That's kind of the thing with like the pod and Skynet too. You know, like a lot of us, we came from different places with different backgrounds, and we had different goals, and you know, shit happened, and some people just aligned with other people just based off of like bias and allegiance anyway. So we got this split, and it wasn't so amicable. Sorry, I can't talk, but you know, that's just, it is what it is. It's almost as if nothing happened. You know, like our follower count is just as the same as it ever was on Discord. You know, in fact, we're growing, and we fostered more of a space driven by the original goal set of the community in the first place. Like everybody's making AI, everybody's discussing like, you know, cultural stuff and politics. It's not like this weird circle jerk of everybody just making stupid gins of each other all day anymore like it was for a while. It's we're actually producing stuff now and getting back to the roots of what the community was originally supposed to be. So splits like that, they're good, they're bad, they're ugly, but they're gonna happen regardless once you get big enough.
Yeah, very true. I've heard so much about the pod. Like it might as well be like the last 4 people that I've had on have spoken very highly of the pod. I mean, I don't know what it is, but I mean, from what I'm hearing, sounds kind of nice. So how
there's good people in there, man. Like some good people in there. Like I said, like a lot of us don't really agree. You know, we had some issues, and you know, we weren't able to talk it out. But like, it doesn't mean they're bad people. It just means that we had ideological differences. You know.
I mean, as long as it's not like you know, we had a difference, and you know, now we're gonna go slander people. I had to deal with that already, and I'm really not looking forward to going back from that. So, but you know, whatever. But
yeah, I mean,
what are going?
people like this is that goes back to like the weirdness of the space, right? Like people just kind of like do anything and everything to maintain their image and legitimacy. So like, you know, people don't like you, they're gonna talk shit about you behind your back, to your face, to your friends. It is what it is. Like even I like you know, I had people trying to follow police on me, like contacting my friends and say, hey, like look, you could either hang out with me or hang out with NightOwl. And people are like, well, you suck, so I'm gonna hang out with NightOwl. Like it's weird shit. Like people will like make up shit. Like Google Dockies are like another big thing in the community. They're so fucking stupid, and I haven't seen a one of them like actually bear fruit. Like even like, you know, going off of the whole pod issue, like a whole lot of people like don't even like understand like what they're siding with when they do that. They're just like running off of blind allegiance and loyalty to their friends. Because like if you read the Shiver doc, it's a bunch of stupid shit. It's inconsequential stupid shit. Like it's so stupid that Leaflet herself took one look at it. Mama Akko looked at it and they were like, that shit's fucking stupid. Like why do people believe that? And the thing is like when it comes to actual proof, Feeble Minds just laid all that out in the open for everybody to see. And you know, if you actually compare, you know, what the both of them have laid out, there's a clear one side is right and the other side is just speaking nonsense.
I was about to say there's not a Google Doc on you, right?
Oh shit, dude, I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, I was just wondering because when I was interviewing somebody and literally like 20 minutes before the interview, someone was like, "Yeah, here's a Google Doc on the guy you're about to interview," and I was like, "Oh." Wonderful.
I wish somebody would make a Google Docky on me, bro. You know how easy that would be to farm and like for some good content.
But does that like you got the content mind?
Like please give me the free content. Like I think it'd be funny. Like the whole Docky would just be like, NightOwl said the N-word on stream once. Like yeah, I've said it a handful of times.
Oh no. Oh no, brother, I said the N-word on stream like earlier today while shooting someone in the face in Valorant. I mean, it's different because I'm black, but still, it's like, whatever, dude.
I just think it's a funny
care.
word.
Dude, it's a hilarious word, and it rolls off the tongue really well too. That's not, if you didn't want people to say, you shouldn't have made it so sayable, I guess.
Yeah, it's a very sayable word.
Dude, it really is, and people just don't understand it. But you know, speaking of, you know, I use that term very loosely. Controversial things. You're more, you know, you're more right wing. How? Well, it's not really like how, but like, you know, if you had, well, I mean, you do. This is, I guess, this could technically be a soapbox. Explain. I guess your overarching views, because I mean, obviously, people are going to see your people. Some people here have seen your content. I haven't seen your content, at least on YouTube, but I have like a basic idea.
Oh man, I am I'm probably the monster that they say the right wing is, man. Like to put it bluntly, I think a lot of people just kind of need to be scooped up and sent back to their homelands. I think pedophiles should be executed. I think crime should be dealt with in a more harsh manner. I think it's bullshit that a lot of people spend life in prison and get to live like kind of like a relatively sheltered, easy life with you know, free food and all kinds of other amenities off of my taxpayer dime, while I can't even afford to buy a house. You know, like a lot of this shit has to change. Like my view set on it is like, this isn't even a land for Americans anymore. Like the whole shebang is just rigged for criminals and migrants to come over and take advantage and make bank and make a living, while American people you know, work 9 to 5, sometimes 12 hours a day, and can't even support themselves. I don't think it's unfair, and I think radical shit needs to happen in order for it to be fair again.
Weird. Everything you said sounds based. Like, is that really what it is to be right wing? I'm not gonna lie. If so, sign me the fuck up.
Honestly, where it is, because like the thing is that the left is like so far fucking left anymore that everything right of Mao Zedong and Stalin is just a right wing extremist.
Yeah, oh
It's
my
just
god,
like
dude.
you can't win. You can't win because they're just way too far gone.
True. And tell me if you can relate to this. It seems like a lot of leftist discourse is them just purposely and maliciously not understanding what you're trying to say, so discourse is possible. You think that rings any credence?
But it's exactly true because like nothing they say is like based off of any actual truth or factual, evidence. It's all just fifis and bullshit, and it rolls off the tongue. So that's what I'm gonna say. But in reality, everything they support is just garbage and unsupportable without just constant lies and gaslighting.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the left is just Muslim terrorists now. I mean, hey, that's what chat said.
Essentially,
That's what
yeah.
Random is saying, and that's what I keep
Essentially.
hearing too. It's kind of like mind-boggling to me how somebody, at least most recently, the World Cup, right? And it's like, who are you going for? And you'll see on TV people that were, American, born here and all that good stuff, and they'll support literally any other team but us, which doesn't make a lot of sense. And from what I've seen, especially on X, makes people's blood boil. But I mean, what say you, sir?
Yeah, it's because people are just like straight up brainwashed to be anti-American by any means necessary. It's not even like a political value thing at this point. It's like they associate right wingers with what it is to be American, and they want to destroy what it is to be American. They want to destroy America. So that's where the animosity and like the weirdness comes from. That's all it's ever been, is they just want to destroy America.
Yeah. I can agree with that pretty much. Now, did you start right wing, or were you more kind of like me, where it was like I'm on the left, and then the left got really weird, and now we're here?
I think that's just the character arc of everybody who gets into the political space. I think most people, often than not, start off like kind of like center left, and then like as time goes on and they mature and they understand that a lot of leftist stuff is based off of like idealism and like hopes and dreams, and a lot of like the right wing stuff is more like pragmatic and grounded in reality and real and tangible. A lot of people, like as they grow up and get more involved in life and the economy and like just being, they just tend to veer right.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like where I was at. Like I started off left and then I grew the fuck up.
It's why I was about to say that, because that's what how it seems to be, and that's what I've noticed, and a lot of people are saying that, where just like it seems like everything on that side seems amazing on paper, and then you see the people that are also like advocating for it, and it's just like there's no way you actually believe this, because what you're showing me and what you're saying does not match with what you want. So it's like I don't understand
Yeah.
how I don't understand how we can be here. But I mean, obviously that comes with like trials and tribulations in and of itself, because you're going quote unquote against the grain, which I don't know if that's really against the grain anymore, because like if I remember correctly, didn't like 75% of the country vote for the president currently? Or no, am I thinking wrong?
I think it was more like 80%, but yeah, like essentially like a majority of the country voted for Trump this time around, and even so, I believe like a lot of the most recent elections were kind of rigged. Like even with George Bush, I think George Bush didn't even win his election legitimately. So I feel like a lot of like the presidents in recent history have been more selective than elected. I think Donald Trump kind of broke that system. Whether you love him or hate him or like are critical of him, like objectively, he's a decent president. He's a lot better than the ones that are aligned with the fucking pedophile Epstein class. Oh, that's another thing to know about me, man, is like I'm entirely like conspiracy theory based. Like I don't believe any of this shit is real. I believe more Alex Jones than I believe anybody else.
The shocking amount of nickels we would have to give him for being right is it's quite astonishing. So I remember when I first saw him, I was like, there's no way, right? And then the whole report on the frog. So it's like, well, the way he presented it was rather bombastic, but like the core tenets was actually correct. So it's like, well, okay, I mean, I might take him a little bit more seriously. And then now we're here, and it's like, okay, really? And I find it funny because it's a joke, but also it's actually alarming, where it's just like, yeah, all the conspiracy theories that you were told about, when you were younger and growing up, it turns out they're all real, and the only one that isn't
Yeah.
is flat Earth, and it's like, oh, okay. I really wish all of the older ones. I kind of wish they weren't real, and I'd be okay with the flat Earth compared to everything
Honestly,
else.
at this point, I'm kind of rooting for the Arctic wall theory to be real. I think that shit would be just fucking hilarious. And then like Agartha's on the other side. It was all real the whole time. It was just real. Like, yeah, it'd be peak.
If you wouldn't mind breaking down that Arctic wall, because I've heard a little bit about it, but I'm not too sure. If you break that down just a bit.
Dude, so like essentially like the whole thought process behind it is that there's all these like rings, these big ice rings that encompass like a lot of the planet, and just the continents that we know are inside like this central ice ring, and then like outside the ice ring there's like a whole nother plethora of continents with like all kinds of like just different shit on it, and then there's another ice ring beyond that, and there's just like unexplored shit. Like the whole theory is just like we're in a box and there's a whole ruling class outside of the other ice ring that kind of controls what goes on in here, kind of like Attack on Titan if you think about it. And then I mean, like a lot of it's just stupid, but like, like something earth-shattering like that, where like our whole perspective on reality is just shifted one way to another. Like I think that's coming pretty soon.
I mean, yeah, I can see that.
Might
that
not
would
be
kind of
entirely Arctic wall, but like it's gonna be something that just like shifts everybody's perspective.
That honestly would be crazy, but I mean, at this point, yeah, like it seems like everything that comes out is just like, yeah, this is a conspiracy theory, and then you give it like 6 months to like 3 years, and it's like, yeah, no, it actually was. It's like, yeah, exactly what you thought.
Yep.
Is exactly how it is.
Yep.
It's like, oh, that's beautiful. Gotta love that. Now, another well, it's only hot button if you're retarded, but that whole what the fuck is his name, Carmelo Anthony deal with that. I mean, I'm pretty much assuming I know where you're at, but I'm assuming you would have him executed, not sentenced to 35, right?
Yeah, I think he was treated rather unfairly, man, to be totally honest. Like, he fucking killed somebody in cold blood. He should be put on death row. And like I think death row just needs to be sped up. Like what's your what's your sentence to death? You should kind of just be taken out back the courthouse and lined up against the wall and riddled full of holes.
I feel that now. I like asking people that have this perspective, this question, because I also do kind of feel that it's going to be a yes, but with that, because obviously someone's going to have to do that job. Would you do it?
Without hesitation.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm a very honorable person, right? And I don't like, one of my biggest things is like taking another life has to be like a circumstantial thing, right? Like just willy-nilly stabbing somebody, a young man at a fucking sporting event just because like you were in the wrong seat or something like that, like that's garbage. You got to go. Right. Same thing with Irina Zarutska, the lady that was stabbed on the subway by the black dude, and then they just let him walk. He's out there right now with the ability to like kill somebody else in the same fashion. The dude should have just been taken out back and shot.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'll say that I'm surprised, and then I realize where I am, and it's like, well, okay, it's not really. But like it's very disappointing. It's very disappointing. Yeah. Now, do you think that with time we'll get a president that's like, yeah, we're doing that again?
You ever hear a horseshoe theory?
Yes.
It's essentially bouncing back. Like look at the left, for instance. The left has gone so far left that they went from being hippies to going back to being racist, fascist Nazis.
Crazy. It's crazy how that works.
Like they have bounced back so far down to the original scale that like it's only at some point we're gonna get back to that spot where we're like hunting commies in the streets again and like hanging pedophiles from fucking lampposts. Like this is how it works, man. The pendulum is swinging and swinging hard.
Now with the whole pendulum swing, because I do think about this a lot. Obviously it has swung one way and it's swinging back, and as you said, hard. Do you feel like there's going to be an overcorrection? Because I feel like there's going to be an overcorrection.
there's always overcorrection. That's just kind of how it works. If you observe how a pendulum works, the one ball goes out, clacks back, the force is shocked through all the other balls, and it sends that out, and then it clacks back. That's just how it works. The act of the ball coming out the other side, swinging out, and then coming back is what the overcorrection is. So yeah, like at a certain point, people are just going to get so pissed off and oppressed and angry that there's going to be some sort of like volatile reaction, whether it's like a violent revolution, or people rounded up and put into camps and like re-educated. Shit like that is bound to happen because people don't like to put up with discomfort and animosity for too long.
No, very, very true, very true. And I'm not gonna lie, and I know some people, I mean, probably not you guys in chat and unite, but like, not gonna lie, they're communist. I don't really care if they get rounded up. Don't really care what happens to them. Not gonna lie to you. Does capitalism have its problems? Yes, it does. But like, really, are we gonna go with the system that's been implemented and never worked ever in the history of ever?
Yeah,
really? Are we really gonna do that?
Thing with communism is like I don't think there's ever been an example of it where it didn't just like devolve into an authoritarian fucking fascist regime. Communism is always just like a way for shitty people to get into power so they can steal everybody else's shit and then kill everybody who doesn't agree with them.
Yeah, it's been like that, and I find it interesting that people are like, well, I'm not that, I don't want it, I don't want that, what I want is like the socialism thing. And it's funny because like, well, you seen what happened there? So it usually kind of starts there and then goes to the other one side. you could understand why people would be a little hesitant, right? But I don't know, people are the way they are.
Yeah, I mean, like that's kind of like what I would say is like the only reason is the shit like that hasn't happened yet is because like people are who they are. Like nobody's gonna go that extra step yet. It's gonna take like kind of like a snowballing effect for people to kind of like fall off the bandwagon like that.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'll be alive when that happens, and if I am, great, I suppose. But from here, there's been a lot of debate with ex-president. Who would you rather go for, Vance or Rubio?
Man, I kind of want them to run on the same ticket. Like, to be totally honest, I think Vance Rubio ticket would be really votable.
Oh, interestingly enough, that you were the first person I've heard say, well, at least advance. I keep hearing a lot of people want to back Rubio just because they've seen him in interviews more, and they like what he's saying and how he deals with the media.
Oh, man, like, see, my thing is like, I don't really have faith in the U.S. government until we have like an entirely America First cabinet, right? Like, see, like even my support of JD Vance and Rubio on the same ticket is like, at least it's not like a couple of communists. So like, without anybody else to support, like that's who I have to support, right?
Yeah.
Like, as long as the U.S. is shackled to Israel, as long as all of our taxpayer money is going to like foreign affairs and like foreign countries to do things on foreign soil instead of enriching Americans and helping Americans in their everyday life, like it's just going to be the same shit, different day. Like nothing's really going to change.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's kind of how I see it. Yeah, I think it's interesting, and maybe you could help me explain this, because like I like to go through thought experiments. I like when my opinions are challenged because it allows me to think. And if I keep coming up with the same thing, and it's like, well, okay, well, I keep coming up with the same thing because that just seems to be logically where it ends. But I find it very interesting that there are a lot of people that are like, hey, we want a bunch of people to come here that for a better life, but those same people are also like, this place is terrible, it's racist, it's the worst country in the world. I personally would much rather live anywhere else. So it's like, I don't, how
It's like almost as if they're using all these immigrants to influence the vote. That's kind of where
they would never. What do you mean? They would never do that. Like in California, they would never. Illinois, they would never do that.
The America is the worst place on earth, so all these people come from all these other areas that are objectively worse and make it better. Now they're using all of these people with the incentive of like money and support to come in and vote on their behalf, so that way they can maintain control. Because like, watch, like the second we start like mass deporting all these immigrants again in like all these heavy blue areas, they'll never win another election.
No, how they're doing things. Yeah, no, it's not a thing they could do. Now, so you're more right, which fine, whatever. I mean, it seems like we agree on a lot of things already anyway, which not surprised. It's just kind of disappointing that that'll happen, and then some people are just genuinely upset. But what would you say to someone that is still more like center left, is like thinking about coming over? Like, what would you say to get them to make the jump? Also, do you think
man, that's kind of hard, because like I don't spend a whole lot of time like actually trying to convince people anymore. The way I see it is like most leftist arguments are kind of like in bad faith and disingenuous from the get-go, and I don't think a lot of these people arrived at these locations logically. I think a lot of people were either like kind of like guilted into it, or like do the herd think ideology, where they are just like kind of copying what their friends think in order to fit in with their friends. So like I don't think you can rationally discuss these things with a lot of people that support them, because they don't really think about what they support. They're just supporting what their friends think, and trying to do the right thing by what they surround themselves with.
Yeah, no,
so like at the end of the day, like I guess what I would say is like, are your thoughts actually your own? Like, do you really believe the things that you think, or were you told to believe them?
Yeah, no, that's fair. It sounds like well, obviously I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it sounds like what they should do is do a lot of introspection on what they think and what they believe, and see if they come to another conclusion. But I mean, obviously, that's like
I guess that's honestly a better way to put it.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. Again, I'm not putting words in your mouth, but that's just how it seems. But also, you did say that they're not arguing in good faith. So, like, if they were going to argue in good faith to somebody else, would they really argue in good faith to themselves? And honestly, I would say no. But I mean, what do you think?
That's kind of where I'm at with it, though, is like I just don't believe that they would actually argue in good faith with anybody, like even amongst themselves. Like I think a lot of them just use pressure, and like I said, like you can't sit with us because you don't believe the same thing tactics, like social pressure and political pressure, and just like holding things that don't have anything to do with like the actual political message that they're trying to push over people's heads subconsciously in order to like sway their opinion. Like people just want to fit in and keep their friends, and it doesn't matter to them like what they're thinking is right or wrong, because like it's just not their end goal.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame too, simply because like as I said, was more center left. I've lost friends because of that, and it isn't like, oh, you know them for a couple months, couple weeks, or whatever, or it's like someone, oh, I met them online or whatever. It's people that have been in my life for a while. You know what I mean? Like I can go back 10 years and scroll through photos. It's like they're right there, and all of a sudden, with simple snap, they're gone. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, we don't agree. But also I do have some friends where it's just like, we know that we don't agree with each other, so we just don't ever bring it up, and it is like it matters because we've been friends for so long. So I do find that genuinely upsetting, but what are you gonna do? But with that being said, obviously you seem like a very level-headed, pragmatic individual. Say somebody that was on that side somehow some way stumbles on or into one of your communities, you'd be welcoming, right? You wouldn't be one of those people that are like, you can't be here.
I'm typically welcoming of everybody until animosity becomes a factor, right? Like I'm chill with pretty much everybody until they start causing problems.
Mm-hmm.
So
Has
like
that
if you
happened?
want to come in, yeah, it happens a lot actually. You'd
Oh,
be
well, damn.
surprised how like people just like come into into a space and just kind of want to like make it their own and make everybody like bow to their reality. It's kind of crazy.
A bit cringe, isn't it?
Yeah, but like I literally have friends that are trans. I have friends that are gay. I have friends that are in like polygamous relationships. A lot of things that like I personally don't really agree with, but at the same time, it's just like as long as you're not hurting anybody around me or hurting anybody in general, like what am I gonna do about it? That's just the way I see it.
Yeah, no, it's fair. It's pretty much how I do it too. I, I also find it interesting since I am a black man, and I talk to a lot of people, and a lot of people end up being on the right. I find it kind of funny where when people find out that I'm black, they're just like, "But you're based," and it's like, "Well, yeah, I suppose." I find it because like the narrative, especially on X, is just like you see someone that looks like me do something very stupid, and we kind of get lumped into all of that. So I do find it interesting how that happens, and it doesn't have to be with black people, because you said you have trans friends and gay friends and like that. And like, what I've noticed, it seems to be that the party that gets called uh, fascist and racist and bigoted seem to be some of the most welcoming people I have ever met.
Yeah, as opposed to going into a space and having to think the same way as everybody else in lockstep, or else you get burnt out of their communities.
Yeah, weird.
It's
It's weird how that happens.
yeah. That's the thing too. Is like like I don't think anybody's like actually like racist. I don't think anybody legitimately hates anybody for the color of their skin. It's just like there's prejudice for a reason. There's stereotypes for a reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, unfortunately, statistically, 13 do 50. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah.
you could almost like look at somebody of like a certain persuasion or like ethnicity and be like, oh, maybe they might have ill intent, and that's okay. Like I'm pretty sure everybody operates like that too. I'm pretty sure people see me walking down the street and be like, hey, that dude has like maybe a 15% chance of robbing me at gunpoint because he's a fucking white male.
True.
Statistically speaking, but it's like, I mean, those aren't the actual statistics, but I'm just saying, it's just like, it's how you survive. Like the deer is weary of the fucking wolf because it knows the wolf might eat it. It's the same principle anywhere you go.
Very true.
With
very
anybody.
True. Rainosaur in chat was like, racism is funny. It is. Now, you did say 13% do 50. Like, I get it. It's like, I get it. And like the only issue I have with that is because that would involve me. You know what I mean? Because it's only 13% are black, right? But they're doing half of it, and like I just don't want to be represented. Like no, I'm not complaining. Obviously, I was like, I understand where it comes from, but I understand why it's a thing. Trust me, I do. But like I need to figure out what I need to do to have it, because if you said 12.99, I would 100% give that to you easy. But that's just not nearly as catchy. And one of the things that I just want to do that kind of is what you're doing, is create a community of like-minded individuals that also just happen to be black, to get put a better public image. Because like when stuff like the Carmelo thing happens, you see all these videos of black people, and I use that term very loosely because they are not people. Like, yeah, this is how black people think, and I hate how they speak for us. But I feel like there's not enough voices out there that are black that are going against it. Now there's some, I just feel like there's not enough. So, but that it's more me rambling and whatnot. But the
idea of generalization is like kind of the problem here, right?
Yeah,
like you can have these like statistical biases and like prejudice and stereotypes, but like you also have to, like, on the other hand, recognize that it doesn't fit everybody.
Yeah,
right. Like, not every trans person is a pedophile, even though statistically they fucking might be. Not every gay person is just like an absolute debaucherous, degenerate freak. Like, statistically, they might be. That's the thing, is like, you just have to realize that generalizations are just never really a good thing. And like, the most of the times when people say things like that, it's not really meant to be a general statement. It's just for ease of speech. Like, there's always exceptions and outliers and just differences when it comes to shit like that, because at the end of the day, every human being is an entirely different organism from the next.
Very true. Very true. Now, from here, what's I mean, you do your content. Is there anything that you're doing in particular that you're like super excited about to come out, or is there any like teasers you want to drop for some of the stuff you're doing? Or
I'm not really up to much personally at the moment. I'm doing a kind of a big collab project with Eustace, DJ, I think Lily Fernwild is in it, and Mad Hatter Creations is in it. A few others I'm probably missing out because I just have like the worst memory on the planet. I have a goldfish brain, but yeah, like we're working on a little something. I can't really speak much on it, but it's a collaborative effort between a handful of people.
Oh, well, there you go. And are you open to collabs as well? Yeah, well, I mean, obviously with them, but I mean like other people. Does it seem like you have like
for the most part?
Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking. I obviously I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but I do like talking to people, and obviously you make content, I make content. I feel like it'd be kind of interesting if you were reacting to a video or whatever, and you wanted someone else there with you, especially if it's about Black people. And also, I mean, I know you don't care, but I mean, it would be more official if a Black person was with you and gave you the N-word pass. So not only can you go to the cookout, it would just, I just think it'd be kind of funny.
I think stuff like that would be funny as hell, like watching body cam videos or stuff like that.
Dude,
I'm always down to do stuff like that.
Word. Okay, I was like, I'll reach out to you every once in a while and see what's going on, because me and Spider Bro, I don't know if you've seen him on X. Have you seen Spider Bro?
Yeah, I've perceived of him. I think I've talked to him a few times in the X Street chat when I was in there.
Yeah.
But I think I've popped into like maybe one or so of his streams to say what's up. But yeah, he's pretty cool from what I've gathered.
Yeah, if you get a chance, me and him are doing a collab, and we're actually watching body cam videos, and it's funny because we're given the quote unquote Black perspective of it, because obviously it was a fucking Black person.
Oh yeah, I'd jump into that in a heartbeat. That sounds fun.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll see if we can get something. We can get something cooking. Obviously, I don't want to take up too much of your time with that, because I don't know how you see it, but a little bit about myself. I hate having to ask people for things, even though like, we're content creators, so it kind of like, you scratch my back, I scratch yours, and that just, content.
I'm the same way. Like, I'll help everybody out, but I'll never ask for anything.
Exactly. Good. I like, dude, every time I ask someone for something, I always feel bad. Even asking you for the interview, I was just like, I don't want to waste his time, but like at the same time, seems like a cool dude, so it's always having to get over that hurdle. I've been told it's like imposter syndrome or whatever, which I get. Say that, I don't know, but
it kind of is. Like that kind of goes into what I was saying.
I
don't know. Sorry, I got a phone call. I gotta take this real quick.
No, you're good. I'll entertain chat. Wait up my mic. Yeah, but Newberry, if you're gonna type that in chat, type it all the way out. Okay, no, I don't do that self-censoring stuff. And if you don't want to do it here, so it won't get attached to you, kick is also a thing. That's kind of what it's for. If you're gonna be more spiteful. Elsa, you missed it. You should have seen what was going on in the last interview. The last interview? See, there you go. That's why we like you. That's why we like you around here. Yeah, that's why we like you around here. Big ups to Newberry gang. Let's go. They really do, Rainosaur. They really do. That's why we like you people around here. All right, I can't follow people on Kick, bro. So really, you can't follow people on Kick, bro? Oh, well, okay, that's kind of bugged. That makes sense. Well, yeah. So that's definitely something that we're gonna do. And then one of the reasons I was doing these interviews is to like talk to more people and connect with them and all that good stuff. That was the idea. But like it's weird because like part of me is like, you know, I'm the shit. I like myself. I love myself. You know what I mean? But then when I have to go to other people to be like, hey, you know, you want to do something fun, I always feel like I'm a burden type of deal. It's weird. It's a very weird dichotomy. But also, again, I'm not trying to like toot my own horn here, but it also makes me grounded. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, other people are like, well, I have this number and this person has this number. So the fact that they're not going to do something with me is insane. It's like, that's just such a weird way of thinking about it. You know, it's like, yeah. Is that it twice in VC? I couldn't see if I can get you to say it again in VC. Because like if we're gonna be watching body cam videos, you know it's gonna fly. You know it's gonna fly. And I think it's gonna be very weird. Oh no, you're good. And I think it's gonna be very weird if you don't. You know, you gotta get in. You gotta get in. Also, especially if you're with me and Spider Bro, like you have double the pass. Okay, you have double the pass, so you'd be fine. Moses, I know you'd say it. Brother, you split the Red Sea, so I know for a fact you'd say it. Don't worry. But also, small little side note. Back in high school, there was this white girl that I knew that for some reason would not say the word at all. And by the end of the year, I got her to say it. And it was crazy because she ended up saying it in front of a bunch of those people. And she was so close. She was so close to getting killed. The only reason she didn't is because I was there. Oh man, it's probably one of my greatest achievements. I love when people are like, "Oh yeah, I'm not gonna say it." I'm like, "Stick with me, kid. You'll say it, and I'll get you to say it." It's not that big a deal. It really isn't. But you're back. Oh, Al, you're back.
Had a short phone call. Sorry about that.
Where you got to listen to my racist stories from childhood. I'm so game for that, but we'll have to do that later. Now, actually, you know, do you have any racist childhood stories or?
Not really, man. Like, I actually kind of came up in the hood a little bit. I was when I was a kid, I was kind of on my own for a really early part of my life. Like in between like 16 to 18, I was thrown out of the house by my alcoholic mother, and pretty much just kind of lived with friends until I turned 18. And yeah, like didn't really have any racist experiences. I was kind of more or less accepted by the hood. Always had my friends with me, so like nobody really tried me or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Interestingly enough, I didn't realize I was black till I was 7. So,
jeez.
Yeah, very, very. Talk about a culture shock, moving from the north to the south, and then realizing you're a part of a group of people that you've never learned anything about. And yeah, so I've always been an outsider, and but it's great because you know since I have the melanin, I can still go with the pass.
Right.
Oh god, I love that so much. Now. I don't know if I asked you, was there anything that you wanted to talk about in particular?
Not really. There's not actually a whole lot of thoughts behind these eyes, more or less. Like, I kind of take everything as it comes. I don't really think much about what I'm gonna do next.
You know, I feel that it was funny with the whole interview thing that I'm doing currently. There was no thought behind that either. I just kind of asked people, and they were like, "Yeah, and now we're here, and now we're here."
Yeah, that's just kind of how I do my content too. I'll scroll through YouTube like as I'm going to bed, and I'll be like, "Oh, this video looks interesting." I'll put it on the watch later playlist, and then I'll watch it later on stream or something.
Hey, there you go. Now. I ask everybody. So, is there any wisdom, any knowledge that you want to drop on chat? And it could be as niche as possible, or it could be as broad as possible. I just like to pick people's brain. If you had to, it doesn't have to be necessarily an inspirational quote, but I mean, for lack of a better term.
Honestly, same thing I said earlier, man, about the creator space. Like, if you're gonna be in here, just put the blinders on and focus on your goals. Like, keep everything in front of you. Don't worry about all the stupid shit in the comments and everything going around you. Don't get involved with nobody's fucking drama. Just do your own thing. Insulate your community, police it well. Keep your people safe, and just do what you got to do to keep on going forward. The best thing you could do for yourself.
Hey, well, there you go. If I could love that. Oh, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I did have one more question. I had it a second ago, and I completely forgot about it because I'm a retard. But with people that you've met on here, I'm assuming you've run into people that seemed cool at first, and then obviously weren't. With the whole like AI space, and obviously you're getting into more VTubing and whatnot. What is one thing that you would add or take away from the space that you think it will make it better?
Honestly, just beyond controlling people's behavior directly, there's really nothing you can do. It's just you gotta keep things the way you want them to be, right? You gotta only associate with the people that you want to associate with to keep that shit out of your wheelhouse. If you want things to be a certain way, you gotta make them a certain way.
Yeah. Okay. A lot to think about. It's kind of a lot to think about. I like talking to people, but obviously I don't want to take too much of your time. I just wanted to, shoot the shit with you, see what was what. And I do follow-ups with people. Obviously it won't be anytime soon because I have a whole list of other people that I need to get to. But before I let you go, is that something that you'd be okay with?
Oh yeah, man. Anytime.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure. I just like asking. I'd rather be polite than not, obviously, because Lord knows that there aren't a lot of polite people around anymore, or genuine people. So I'm just, fucking God, it's so annoying. These streets are difficult. These fucking streets are difficult. They're all digital too. That's the worst part about it. But okay.
Yep, it's the wild, wild west out here, man.
It really is, and I don't think it's gonna get any better.
Nope.
Oi. Well, again, not going to take up too much of your time. I do want to thank you for, showing up on time. That was great. A lot of people don't do that either, but
oh man, I was literally like mid-sentence. I was in my other group chat, just ranting about Dragon Ball Z and like the character progression as opposed to like Goku and Vegeta. And I saw your call pop up, and I was like, "Oop, gotta go," and just popped right in.
But yeah, we're gonna have you get back to doing all that. Also, now that I know that you're, you like anime. Well, actually, hold on. Okay, one more question. So, you don't have to go into, deep dive into it unless you want to. But what is your favorite anime, and why is it not Redo of Healer?
Man, truth be told, I've never seen Redo of Healer.
You're missing out.
I know of it, and I know the premise of it, but I haven't sat down and watched it yet. But as for my favorite anime, there's kind of like a good handful of them, man, because I like a lot of them for like what they are and like kind of like the feelings that they instill in me.
Right.
I like Naruto, easily one of my top 5. My Hero, easily one of my top 5.
Really?
Yeah, man. I love that shonen superhero stuff, man. All Might is such a great character. I like Deku. He has like really good character progression. It gets a little goofy at the end, but it is what it is. Can't control the mangaka or the anime studios. So
okay, all right, calm down. Okay, I know he mentioned it. Okay, I know he mentioned it. Okay, but calm down. All right. I'm already. This is already. I don't even know if I'll be able to do what I can with this vibe because of what happened earlier. All right, you calm down now. But continue.
I do like some isekai too, man. ReZero has been really good. Mushoku Tensei is easily like one of my favorite, either like top like 1 or 2. I like a lot of the old school anime, like Trigun and Cowboy Bebop and stuff like that. Oh my god, I haven't heard
Trigun in so long.
I wouldn't necessarily like throw them all up into like my favorites. Full Metal Alchemist is like just another one of those like I rewatch it like every year, both versions of it.
I was about to say which version. Both of them. Good man. Good man.
Dude, I've had this debate with a Cosmic Otaku. I kind of prefer the original iteration. Like
Really?
I like dude. I like dark fantasy, and what makes the original Full Metal Alchemist like peak dark fantasy is the fact that the main character dies at the end.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I can see that. I can see that. Fair enough. And now, you said you like some of the older stuff. Have you seen Vinland Saga?
Seen like the majority of the first season of it.
Is it not really your thing?
I liked it until Askeladd died. I was really all in for the vengeance quest. I liked the dynamic of the guy that he eventually wanted to kill, ending up becoming like his stepdad, like his adoptive father at some point. Like I liked that dynamic, and the fact that the show like kind of was robbed of it just kind of ruined my interest in it.
Okay, no, that's fair enough. I was about to say the way you were talking and whatnot just kind of made me think if that'd be one you would I feel like you would enjoy, but understandable.
I probably would if I sat there and watched it, because I'm like that with a lot of things, right? Like I was even hating on My Hero for a while because like I heard of like the original ending, and then like a little bit later they kind of fixed it to a stomachable level, and I was like, okay, maybe it's not so bad as an anime anymore. Because like if you would have asked me that question like maybe a few months ago, I would have like shit on My Hero like so bad. Like,
Iron Tiger, thanks for the raid.
Oh, what's up, Iron Tiger?
I was about to say he's another person that I gotta get in contact with. Like it's fun. I scheduled an interview with him through his wife. In contact with him.
Iron Tiger's cool people. He's another one of those dudes that's just like super supportive of everybody around him. All he does is tirelessly support and promote everybody else. Like,
which is crazy. Have you heard some of the stuff he's been cooking?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Like, look, I'm glad he is the way he is. I wouldn't have him any other way. It's just kind of crazy though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He is who he is, and we like that. Also, Steelbrand's great too, but it's just weird because it's like if you ask Iron Tiger a question, chances are you hear the answer come from Steelbrand. I love it.
yeah. I've been in chat with her a few times. She seems like cool people.
Yeah. We're doing good. How you doing? I'm just interviewing Owl over here. I wish I'm glad you were streaming. I just should have been here earlier. We would have heard some of his quote unquote hot takes about immigrants. And, oh man. But yeah, I don't want to take up too much of your time. You did say anime, so I thought I'd throw that out at you. Obviously, I'll have more different questions for the next time, and hopefully we get a collab in or two before then, so you have a little bit more to talk about. But I am glad I got a chance to, pick your brain about some stuff, get a general understanding of who you were. So
yeah, it was fun. I appreciate stuff like this. Velasco Forge does something similar where he goes around and interviews people too.
Really?
Maybe you and he can get together, maybe interview each other. I think
that'd be kind of
Inception. I think that would be kind of funny.
That'd be crazy. Also, he would get. I need to talk to him, and then he would need to talk to somebody named Hans that I met. He's another VTuber that I thought was pretty good. He's really good at what he does because he hit me up and was like, "Can I interview you?" Which is weird. I've never had that happen before. So I feel like we can get him, Velasco, and me to all be in a call, and we could all like three-way interview each other. I think that'd be insane. Like that'd be great.
Yeah, next time I see him, I'll float that by him. Tell him.
Yeah, I was about to say with you. If you could, because I've only ever seen him on X, and again, I have a hard time talking to people. Or at least asking people. Not talking to people is fine. Asking people just stuff is. I think this is like the 5th time I've said I don't want to take up too much of your time, and I keep fucking speaking. Anyway, again, thank you for being here, and I will talk to you later.
Always, man. Always. I appreciate you having me. You have a good one, man.
Yeah, man. You too. Peace.
See you.